people should go to the live events as a way of celebrating the fact that we can, I guess, and it's permissible. I hope that doesn't change in the coming weeks, but right now, people are going to have to wear masks when they go inside, regardless of their vaccination status, and so that's not quite as open as we were hoping. But you can go out and still enjoy live theater. And if you, unfortunately, because of where we are with the Delta variant, have to wear a mask while you do that, so be it. But I think it's a good citizen move because the Hollywood Fringe is incredibly diverse. I mean, it's part of their mission to put a lot of diverse material out there and be really inclusive and give everyone a voice. And that way, if you go see a Hollywood Fringe show, you're supporting that in a way. And that's a good thing. I mean, we need more people to support theater in general, and going live, I think, is a sign that, we're going to come back and we're going to do this thing. And, it shows support of the community and the theater community and the diversity and inclusiveness that the theater community is trying to achieve, basically. And you could be part of it by patronizing one or more live Hollywood Fringe shows. Hi, I'm Mike Blaha, one of the co-founders of Fringe Management. And if you'd like to learn more about the amazing sketch comedy of Goldbaby at the Hollywood Fringe, watch on. Goldbaby is a sketch comedy show. So, I mean, it's interesting because I think there are people outside of the business and certainly outside of comedy that sometimes conflate sketch comedy with improv. And of course, they're two very different things. I mean, the easiest thing is to think of Saturday Night Live or, Second City Television or something like that. Those are sketches. That's sketch comedy. And so Goldbaby is a cast of like 10 people that, they're all writers as well as performers, in the sense that I think if anyone comes up with a great idea for a sketch, they get slotted in. And they, just do what I personally think are very smart, kind of very funny. Obviously, that's kind of a prerequisite for comedy. And they're just very proficient twists on things, and pretty modern ideas, and not to the, I mean, obviously, sometimes it's cliche to talk about certain issues. I don't even know if there is a COVID sketch in this collection that they're going to do in August, but there may be, but they just have a really interesting sensibility that's just a little bit off kilter to what would be considered sort of mainstream comedy, I guess. There just always seems to be a twist or a different viewpoint, but it's also very nice. I mean, I know that sounds kind of silly when you talk about comedy, something being it's not mean-spirited sketch. So there are some sketches out there that are just very snarky and making fun of people. And I mean, comedy, that's part of what makes comedy successful, is, people like taking down their heroes and whatnot. But this, don't get me wrong. I mean, there are sketches that they do that would sort of take a swipe at kind of some, kind of precociousness, or not precocious. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. In any event, the point is that they do absolutely take on, societal cliches and whatnot in the sketches. Don't get me wrong, but it's done with a good spirit and not meanness. And I like that, because I think there's enough vitriol out there without using it as a driver for your comedy. What we really would like the audience to get out of it, and I know this sounds facetious, but just a good time and laugh. It's a comedy, and we want people to really have a good time and laugh a lot. And if they think about what they're watching at the same time, not to suggest they're political or anything, it's not that, but just, there are statements being made in some of the sketches about society and how people respond to others, et cetera, that wouldn't be terrible if you walk out of there going, now that I think of it, that's probably not the way I should act that way. Or but overall, I mean, first and foremost, any producer of comedy, I mean, it's obvious, I guess, will tell you that we want people to laugh. If they're not laughing, then something's wrong with your comedy. Well, I think the reason people need to come see Goldbaby is because, this is just obviously having to trust me in some respects, and I'm biased, but I'm telling you, I've seen tons of sketch comedy. I'm a judge in Edinburgh for a comedy competition. So, I mean, I've seen hundreds of comedy, acts. Not that many sketch comedy because, stand up and improv is probably more popular, but I've certainly seen plenty of sketch comedy, and this is right up there. It's really one of the better sketch comedy. All of the performers are really likable, and I just think there's something special about this group, and the way they approach it is different and worthwhile. And you won't be disappointed. I can't imagine anyone who likes comedy, and if they don't like comedy, they probably shouldn't be there to begin with. If they do, they're gonna be happy when they leave. They're not gonna be disappointed. It's a good night out. It's fun. It's high energy. It's quick. It's less than an hour. You'll get there. You'll laugh for a while, and you'll feel good. And that's a pretty good result right now. We're going to do what Theater Asylum's offered. Is you probably know, there was the original plan at the Hollywood Fringe was to just stream before we knew whether there were going to be any live performances indoors. So to the extent the question is, is it going to be both? Yes, but not all 3 shows. We're doing 3 shows live, and the last of those 3, it's a matinee, if I remember correctly, that will be streamed live as well. So there will be an opportunity to do both. I think they're amazing, and I wasn't expecting to think that way when I went to see them. I thought I was basically, satisfying an obligation I had to a friend of mine, right? A friend says, "Oh, come see my play." And if you don't know anything about them, or if they're, a new actor, you're like, "Oh boy, this is going to be a chore." And then when it's not, and it's really good, it's amazing. It's a wonderful thing. That night when I first saw Goldbaby, I was like, "What in the hell's wrong with me?" That took me 6 months to take her up on the offer to come see them, because I laughed a lot. And as we said earlier, that's pretty much the sine qua non of comedy. And so, all I can say is that people don't know me or how many shows I've seen or what my taste is or any of those things, but I just leave you with this, that they are heads and shoulders above a lot of the stuff that's out there. And so it's going to be a relatively inexpensive night out for 2 people, $20, and you get to see some really good comedy. And if you don't like it, then I guess you'll tell us in the reviews on the Hollywood Fringe page or whatever. But I think most people that are interested in comedy are going to have a really, really fun evening. The thing is, it's, HollywoodFringe.org is the website, and the name of the show is Goldbaby with one word. So yeah, go out and buy your tickets. Stephanie Fury is only like 50 seats, and so it's definitely conceivable that we will sell out one or more of the shows. I hope so. Not so much financially, although that's nice too, but just to show, I want there to be a full audience, because man, there's nothing like it. When I was producing the Pajama Men, and they would play to like a 500 seat house in Edinburgh when they were at the top of their game, and there was just nothing like being there with 500 people just laughing so hard and really having a good time. It makes you feel good. So I'm looking forward to that.